There's not many things better than a warm Friday in the springtime, especially one filled with high-level playoff sports. I'm Cole Young, and welcome back to another edition of Sports Corner. I know it seems like the NBA playoffs have been going on for months, but they're still raging on. The reason it feels like this is because the series matchups have been all incredibly close, and teams are trading off wins. Let's take another look at the bracket. Over in the West, the Phoenix Suns are all tied with the Dallas Mavericks 3-3. And the Golden State Warriors fell short on Wednesday, but are still leading the Memphis Grizzlies 3-2. And Game 6 will be tonight. Over in the East, the Heat are in the conference championship round after beating the 76ers 4-2. The Milwaukee Bucks are looking to return to the finals and are sitting on a 3-2 lead over the Celtics. Game 6 will also be tonight. This weekend will be jam-packed with games, and by the end of the weekend, we'll have the conference championship series set. So be sure to enjoy the ride as the playoffs slowly but surely come to a close. I'm truthfully torn trying to decide which playoffs are more exciting, NBA or NHL. But personally, I think hockey might have a leg up, especially because we finally got a series sweep. The Colorado Avalanche entered the playoffs widely regarded as the best team in the NHL, and they confirmed that statement in the first round when they swept the Nashville Predators 4-0. Only one game went to overtime where the Avs won 2-1, but all the rest of the games were won 7-2, 7-3, and 5-3. Other than Colorado, all the series are very close races.
The St. Louis Blues squeaked past the Minnesota Wild to punch their ticket in the next round against Colorado. In an exciting overtime game, the Lightning tied the series against the Leafs and forced a Game 7. This is also the case for the Kings, as the series is tied 3-3 with the Oilers as well.
As I've said for a few weeks, there's a ton of hockey on every day this weekend, so be sure to tune in, especially if you want to root on the LA Kings. Even with all these playoffs going on, there's only one person that could have a bigger breaking news headline, and that person would be Tom Brady. The greatest quarterback of all time made headlines early on Tuesday when Brady signed a contract with Fox Sports to be an analyst when he eventually retires from playing. The deal is rumored to be around 10 years and about $375 million. This offseason has been a circus in the sports broadcasting world, and several big-name broadcasters have found new homes at new networks. The biggest story was Joe Buck and Troy Aikman leaving their longtime home at Fox to join ESPN. ESPN also will continue the Manning cast, where Peyton and Eli Manning provide commentary and insight on games. Then, Amazon, who will be broadcasting games this year, signed legendary commentator Al Michaels and brought on Kirk Herbstreit, who is most known for his college football analysis. CBS then offered former Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo a massive 10-year contract to remain in their booth as well. When Brady finally does retire, he will be joining Kevin Burkhardt in the booth. Since he's a 45-year-old quarterback, it does feel a little weird saying when he does retire. But knowing Brady and his track record, it could be 5 years before you ever even see him in the booth. In more local news, the Angels are absolutely electric. This week alone, we saw Shohei Ohtani hit his first career Grand Slam, Ohtani and Trout hit back-to-back home runs, Mike Trout break the record for most home runs hit at Angel Stadium with 161, Anthony Rendon hitting a home run left-handed, a walk-off victory on Mother's Day, and the Angels scoring over 10 runs multiple times. On top of all that, the highlight of this season so far was rookie pitcher Reed Detmers throwing a no-hitter on Tuesday night against the Tampa Bay Rays. In the 12-0 victory for the Angels, Detmers became the youngest pitcher to throw a no-hitter in MLB history at just 22 years old, and also the first lefty to throw a no-hitter since 1970. There was one close call that was eventually called an error, but other than that, Detmers was never really close to giving up a hit. This was only his 11th career start, and in the previous 10 games, Detmers had never pitched more than 6 innings. It's an absolutely incredible feat for the young pitcher, and it's even more exciting to see one of our local Southern California teams be on their way to a historic season. Last week, I mentioned that the Kentucky Derby was going on, and it was a special one indeed. Rich Strike, the horse that was a last-second entry with 80-1 odds to win, made history by winning the Derby last weekend. The horse not only won, but came from dead last place, passing every horse en route to a victory. It's one of those underdog, come-from-behind victories that sports fans love to see. As I'm sure you can tell by now, the weather's hot and beautiful out, so be sure to enjoy it and stay cool this weekend. As always, I appreciate you tuning in to this week's edition of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young. Have a great weekend.